Hey everybody, welcome back. I have a nail tutorial for you guys today. I'm going to show you how I did these tortoise shell nails. I'm featuring one of my favorite fall picks for this design, and it's this by Essie. It takes a West Village from their new fall collection. And then for the white, I like to use kind of a sheer white, so I used Essie Marshmellow. This orange I'm going to mix with this yellow, and this is Head to Topaz, and the yellow is Mustard the Courage by China Glaze from their new fall collection. And then I also use this brown. It's called Shhh, it's Top Secret. So I have 2 coats of It Takes a West Village on all my nails except for my ring finger, and I have 2 thicker coats of Marshmallow. I'm going to let that dry, and then you really want to add a fast dry top coat to that white nail because you're going to use some acetone on top of that to blur out the lines of some of your polishes. So make sure you get a fast dry top coat and then let that completely dry. And to get the color that I want, I'm going to mix this Mustard the Courage, the yellow by China Glaze, with Head to Topaz. And I'm just going to use a little brush to mix those up to get the color that I want. And when I'm done mixing, I'm going to brush the excess off onto my mat and then use that to go ahead and paint spots on my nails. So I did one that was a little bit longer, and then one down at the base of the nail, and then one here on the side. My brush got a little squished in my bag, so it's a little afraid. I need to get a new one, but it worked okay. So I'm going to go ahead and fill those spots in here, and then I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to clean that brush off, and then you'll see I'm dipping it in acetone here, and then I'm going to wipe it off on the side. I'm going to lightly use this brush to smooth out those edges and blur them a little bit of all the lines of these spots that I have painted on here, and that's just going to give it a softer look. So you just go ahead and do that carefully. You don't want to go over it too many times because you will eventually kind of soak through that top coat and get on the white, and you don't want to take all the polish off. So I'm just very lightly doing that and going over it a few times. If you get some spots that have little circles around them from it bleeding, you can go ahead, just make sure your brush is really clean and get that off at the end there. So now I'm going to come in with my brown polish, and I'm just going to put a little drop here, and then I'm going to use this brush. I actually switched to a little bit bigger one because this one wasn't performing the way that I wanted it to, and I'm just going to fill that in almost all the way to the edge, but you want to be able to see that other color underneath it, so you don't want to go too far. So I'm going to do that on all the spots here. And then I just want to make sure that I get all the way to the edge of the nail where those are on the edge. And then I wanted to use my gold flakies. I just got these on Amazon. They're super cheap. I'm just going to use this end of the dotting tool to break these big pieces up a little bit, you'll see here. And then you actually just get the tip of that wet and then just pick up little pieces that you want and then put them directly on the nail. It's pretty easy to do. You just lightly tap it on top where you want it. I'm going to add a few of those just to give it a little more interest. And when it's all dry, your final step will be to add your fast dry top coat. I'm using Glisten and Glow top coat. It's the top coat that I use the most. And make sure to cap the top. And that's the final look. I hope you guys liked this design. If you did, let me know by giving me a thumbs up. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.